Hello, Dan Beavers from the Daily Records here. We are here in sunny but blustery Fife, looking at another seat to watch in this general election. This constituency is Cowdenbeath and Kirkcaldy, won in 2019 by Neil Hanvey, who was an SNP candidate who had actually been suspended at the time, although he was later readmitted. He then defected to Alex Salmond's Alpha Party. This time out, he is standing again, but he's going to have a stern fight up against Labour's Melanie Ward and the SNP's Leslie Backhouse. So we're here to find out what voters have got to say, as well as the candidates.
I'll vote for anybody that supports independence. That's my first consideration. I'll probably end up voting for SNP purely because I think we do need a strong SNP. I'm not a member, I'm not anybody that's active in supporting for them. However, we do need a strong SNP if we're going to continue to strengthen the independence movement.
I'm in two minds at the moment. I don't know. I've still, rather not say just now. Not really decided yet. I think I still need to do a little bit more digging into the finer details of the policies and the manifestos before I'm firm on that. But I think it's probably Labour, SNP, the Greens. They're all kind of in there at the moment.
Just nobody's offered anything radically different. It's more of the same when you talk about Labour or the Conservatives, and Lib Dems, they never really get much. So SNP, I think they've shot themselves in the foot. I still think independence is important, but there's been so much scandal. Yeah, who do you know to trust?
I think the economy is like the most important part, and that's for the general elections. And then it would be nice to see some politicians care about the local towns, like Kirkcaldy and such.
We've got a really exciting offer for people, but also a realistic one, and I think that really matters because there are a lot of people at the moment who are saying politicians are all the same, nothing ever changes. What I say to that is I remind people that we didn't used to have a minimum wage until a Labour government came in 1997 and brought one in. We didn't used to have free bus passes. This time what we could have starting next week is a Labour government that's going to bring in a real living wage, and that's going to change lives for thousands of people across our constituency. It's going to give people new rights at work from day one, going to end exploitative 0-hour contracts. Those things will put more money in people's pockets, but also for the people who can't afford to turn their heating on when it's cold. Our plans to set up GB Energy, a new clean green energy company headquartered here in Scotland, bringing 69,000 new jobs to Scotland. That's about lowering people's energy bills. And it's about doing the right thing for our kids by investing in green energy and dealing with climate change.
It's going to be an interesting, challenging constituency this, because we have a number of other independent supporting parties standing. So we will just have to wait to see. But the Labour Party candidate has been parachuted in from London, and I don't think that's going down very well with the electorate. As I say, I've been here 12 years. I know what goes on across the whole of Kirkcaldy and Cowdenbeath. And I've got and have supported families throughout the constituency, not just through my work as a councillor, but also through my volunteering with a national charity as well. What you're seeing from Labour is a paucity of ideas. They're not changing anything. Keir Starmer has flip-flopped on a number of issues across the board, including, the biggie, the investment in the green economy. We are here in an energy-rich country. We generate so much power, but we don't have control over that power. We are a rich country in resource. We send all our taxes to London and we get a paucity of it back, and we see that where the Scottish Government is constantly having to mitigate and make hard decisions.
I don't think the SNP know what the strategy is. I think the message in this election seems to be that if you give us a majority of seats, we will begin negotiations to negotiate a referendum that Keir Starmer's already said no to. So, there is no strategic purpose there because we already know the end point. And that is challenging for the whole independence movement. And so, conversely, our position is very clear that if a referendum is denied to the people of Scotland, and the legal opinion that I obtained from Professor Robert McCorkadale made it very clear that it's a democratic expression that can be done through an election in the majority of countries who seceded from the British Empire, as it was, did so through the vehicle of an election. And so it's a very straightforward proposition that every election should be fought on the proposition that the people of Scotland are seeking independence.
I think what we've lost sight of in recent years is that politics is about the people. It's not about the politicians. And this is one of the things I think where we've gone wrong in Scotland. We've elected the SNP who are fixated on their priority. That is not the priority for the majority of the population, and we know that because we've had a referendum. So I would like to be a constituency MP. I would like to get things done for my constituency. I'm a businessman. I know what business looks for. I talked about living in America. Business looks for where it's going to be welcomed. And what do we mean by that? We mean incentives to invest in those markets. The SNP have not passed on the tax relief, the local rates relief, the 25% local rates relief that they should have passed on. And because they squabble Westminster, they're punishing businesses.